And you can't even get that done. And they have the Hope Mission Shelter. So I had to thankfully use my cell phone that no one has when they're homeless, charge up my phone to go inside the building to use their Wi-Fi to pay for my plan, which was technical difficulties. We got that done, to call 211 myself. And now they want to move me back out. 211, so crises, emergency crises mobile unit is coming to get me, to take me out of here, back to where I'm safe and secure, that I have to pay for to do that. I'm not moving. I can't. I have a back injury, fractured right arm. I'm very sick. I've got a document letter here. I have a respiratory infection. I was on antibiotics and an inhaler. Very, very, very. My health is very poor. Being in a dumpster, trying to hide, to die, freeze to death, without people even giving me the luxury and courtesy of that much, made me very sick. There was no place to be inside. There is no place, not even a hospital in this city, or most other cities that I've been in, that here in Alberta, you can go into. And the only place you can come back into when you're lucky is a shelter that's a shit show where you get abused. And that takes a lot of work, a cell phone, and a lot of energy, and a lot of strength, and a mental wellness to just keep on going, not give up, and not do drugs or alcohol, and give up with your injuries. I pushed myself for so long. This is what I've been going through. So I'm exhausted, and I'm very, very determined to have what I need and every other human being needs is some safety and security. And I can pay for it, and I have paid. But I am vulnerable, and I know what I need to do. And not be renting a room or be in a place where it's communal living and have a landlord who's shady and desperately take that at the last minute when I don't have any money left, and then my son have to help me and then be told things about me and then be kicked out for no reason. I have a plan that's much better that most people wouldn't understand, but why do you think everyone's going off grid and tiny homes? Getting away from people because society now has become evil. It's not doable for most people, and people in my shape that have no support, and people that care but care enough and don't know what's really going on, just think it's that simple for me to go make money and go pay for everything and do. Well, that's what I planned on doing when I came out of my storage unit. Is I am waiting for 211 to pick me up. No, they are coming here, and I can't walk. I can't walk, and I have a broken arm, so forget about it. Go for breakfast with thousands of other people. I have to explain everything over and over again. I don't care about breakfast. I care about getting out of here, not having to walk anymore or use my arm to pay for my own breakfast. I'm not paying $60 in a cab to get out of a crisis, which is a crisis at a shelter at Hope Mission. I'm not moving. I can't move. They won't be able to find me. My cell phone doesn't have a charge enough, and they'll leave. And then I'll have to go through all of this over again. I do not have the energy. I finally got some sleep after 5 days and 5 nights that my videos, part of videos show. There was no ability. And I was trying just to get out where I was safe and secure, that I paid for, which people don't understand is a storage unit. Come out clean and have everything I need. Just to simply go make some money to pay for that storage unit and my cell phone bill. It never happened after 5 days. Why would I go through so much hell to not just go simply to a corner with a sign easily, because I was already exhausted and already broken, and I thought I would just come here and go to sleep, but I was in no physical condition to sleep here, even though the staff upstairs know darn well I've been videotaping things and what they've done to me, and that I am 1 year away from Mueller, and that I mean it, and I'm an advocate. And I expected to be patted down and given a hard time, but they know because I've been videoing them, and which is legal. They let me pick my own room by the bathroom, and they didn't pat me down or go through my bag. So, well, I didn't expect that much. That's not what I'm trying to do. But that's what happened. I finally got back. No problems. Although it's a gauntlet to get through other people. I wasn't in any physical condition to sleep. I thought I'd go to the hospital and then be woke up at 5:30, out into nothing, and then go. I went to the hospital. The Royal Oaks Hospital. And after about 24 hours, a peace officer's picking on me for no reason, trying to enforce their policies of getting me off the floor when I was in a corner, not making any noise, and the nurses were all fine with that, saying I have a doctor's letter stating I have several medical problems that caused me severe pain, and one of them that was listed was severe difficulty walking, standing, or sitting, blah, blah, blah. And these medical issues take precedent, and I'm in his care, and that takes precedent over everything, legal and everything else. And anyone, legal appointments, legal court dates, or anything over me having to be picked on by peace officers who won't listen to that and try to enforce their policy of getting me off the floor where I was in a corner laying on my side. It was all I can do, waiting for maybe some medical treatment. I never got that because in the process I was running out of food, running what I need, and waiting for this one person that kept telling me they were going to come back over and over again. And I waited, and I never did take advantage of going, maybe having a sleep. And in the meantime, people were coming at me, needing my attention like they do, recognizing me, and that's fine, but I needed to be alone. I needed sleep, and I was in pain. I got picked on and picked on and picked on and picked on my videos so that I had to leave. I was a nervous wreck. I was starving. I was demoralized. I went into a dumpster just to hide because there is nowhere you can go indoors, and it was freezing cold. I didn't want to die. I explained that in those videos, and nobody would even give me the luxury and courtesy of doing that in peace. So I was videoing everything, and those videos show some of what I went through. I got so angry that with my broken arm and my back injury and exhaustion, I got out of that filthy dumpster on my own. It took all my strength and a miracle, and if I wasn't so angry, I wouldn't have been able to get out of that dumpster. It took me help to get in it. And somebody watched me try to get out of there. Didn't even help me. That's how evil society is. I wasn't trying to crawl into it. I was trying to get out, and I maintained my hygiene and cleanliness. Somebody could have helped me, but they never did. And I got out of there, and with all of my last bit of mental strength, I pushed myself to take my bags back there to use the Wi-Fi to call 211. I was just walking in the door. I wasn't even there for a minute trying to call 211 to get to the hospital. I didn't have Wi-Fi. My plan has expired. And then the peace officers, like 6 of them, came at me hot. I didn't even want to be there. I was gone for hours and hours, maybe 10 hours in the hospital in the dumpster, which they were directly responsible for. My landlord is 15 videos ago about what it's like not to have your safety and security, which I paid for and I did nothing wrong. Why would I screw that up? To go through what I already been through for 4 years. Yeah. What people, can you imagine? Can you imagine? These days, it's impossible, almost impossible to find a place to rent, even if it's a shithole and you don't like it. Because there are shady landlords taking advantage of the fact that because of the policies of the government and the way society has gone, there's probably more homeless people in this country than housed. And the ones that are housed are barely making it. We're not teaming up. We're not being kind. We're shady people. Evil people are taking advantage of us all. They get positions of authority. They get to determine whether you live or die. And by the time you can do anything legal about it, you're dead. If you do know what you're doing, and I do, and I'm doing it. And I've already got funding cut off right here for that shelter. And the mayor knows me. And manager of fire in Grand Prairie, and that wasn't my intention. My intention has been for this whole 4 years to get what I've always had before. I ended up homeless from fleeing an abusive relationship and having my support. My mom died at the same time. I couldn't have made better decisions at all. I've been charged with things that I've been beating, not guilty, before it even gets to trial. Never needed a lawyer to even do that because I've not been guilty of anything. My record will show that. I've been charged 6 times, or 3 times, with 7 different charges, and I beat them all. And the last one was with my daughter, and that's a slam dunk. She won't even show up. I've got 911 calls and witnesses. That's an easy thing to do. But I have to go to court dates, and have onerous conditions placed upon me where I'm not even allowed still to be outside after 10 without being a residence approved by my probation officer, and she's wonderful. Onerous conditions placed upon me which make it incredibly stressful and impossible for me to be out and about after 10 p.m. trying to hide, go through what I go through, not have the police show up and take me to jail where I don't deserve it. Oh, based on what happened when I didn't deserve it in the first place. So I'm not moving, and I'm not taking any more shit from anyone. I'm videoing everything. I've got my camera on. The last possible thing I could do better is to have a camera crew following me around. It would still happen. As you can see, I'm going back into freezing cold with thousands of other people all over the place. My phone not charged up, and them not being able to find me, not being able to carry my bags, and losing the last bit of belongings I have. Because I had to leave my sign and leave my other belongings that I had that I needed near the paneling spot. When I tried to lay down, it was way too freezing cold. I wrapped myself in the heat reflective blanket that I had, whatever I had left, and it was not doable on a sidewalk. As best hidden as I could be, because a trucker or somebody would have called the police and I would have been arrested. It was way too cold. I couldn't get comfortable, and I had to go back to where I knew there was a store manager, and I've got her on video too, coming at me and kicking me out, even when I'm on the toilet. Trying to have a bowel movement that's one of my medical conditions that looks like I've got colorectal cancer, that I should have had testing done already. I've got requisitions from my doctor, but going through all the hell that I went through with the landlord and everything else, and him having those requisitions, have made it impossible even to do that much, to address my medical concerns, my medical care. What am I supposed to do? Show back up on my next appointment? Tell him, well, I didn't do anything because of? He doesn't understand. Why should he? He's a doctor. The only thing I can do is get these videos on my YouTube page, my evidence out, and have him look at things before I get there. Or somehow use my phone, my last bit of strength that I don't have, to get to a a facility to have my testing done by having the requisitions faxed over and facilitate that. And I need a phone plan and a phone and a lot of thought and mental strength, not mental illness. So there you go. I don't deserve to be here. I don't belong here. I'm trying to get out of here. I had to go to that gas station there where the staff would let me in, but that nighttime manager came in to the bathroom and what's all your shit? How long have you been here? I'm having a bowel movement. I'm on the toilet. It shows that. I had to open the door even to show her that, and I was passing gas. Videoed that much, and then I came out with a camera. That was about. I had the good graces of going to the other bathroom down the hall, and a worker there letting me sleep passed around the toilet in the men's bathroom, where she wouldn't come for a while. He wouldn't take money for it. He's a good person, a night cleaner. But she has a policy of coming around and checking out and make sure nobody's there for any reason. Even no reason. When I didn't want to be there, I couldn't go back to the hospital, I thought, without doing what I ended up doing, but I had to do it. I was scared to death to call 911. I had to get out of there before I fell asleep, and in that much pain. My last option was to call 911 and tell them I was someone else with a different birth date, who I know doesn't have any homeless thing in their record, in good health, and lie. Tell them nobody believes the truth anyway. If I would have said who I was, I would have gone through what I've been through before, causing me to be terrified of calling 911 at all. But the police aren't going to come help me. They'll take me back to jail. Me. I can't call for help. I know that for a long time. That's their golden opportunity. I'm not even supposed to be out after 10 p.m. I'm supposed to be living somewhere. I can't keep up. Calling the ambulances and saying who I am, I end up getting treated like shit. Like absolute shit, because it's in my file. I was of no fixed address. And that's what was happening again. Candace Trash is dead. That's why I say I'm Crystal Candace. And I had to say it was someone else. I called 911 and have them come. Just keep it simple. Different story. Different vibe. I was treated with respect and dignity. I have a letter here even stating my diagnosis. I didn't talk about my back surgery, my broken arm, make that complicated. I was suffering from so much. I just told them I had COVID pneumonia, which I had before. They checked those tests. I had a respiratory infection, so I had to be on antibiotics. I had to be there. They let me rest and sleep on the floor. Didn't have the police officers come at me telling me to get off, even though I didn't even say I have a back injury or a broken back. I got to lay down on the floor because I was a different person who had no indication of being homeless. I kept my hygiene in that filthy dumpster for myself. But it ended up being the best thing, another excellent thing I did, because it came out clean. But that's more than a miracle. That's a lot of thought, a lot of effort in the dark, and more nervous exhaustion. So I got to lay down in the hospital and sleep bits and pieces while they did their testing. They didn't check me for anything stupid, any drugs or go around that. I'm not on any, but they didn't do anything wrong to me. They let me be a normal human being in a quiet room, in a waiting room, and there's nothing here but me. I'm waiting for 211. I'm not going to go through this again. You can yell at me. I don't care what you say. I'm in a corner. Yeah, looking for what? There's nothing here. I'm shoved into a corner. Yeah, that's right. Like charging my phone, doing this. Anyway. So different vibe, different whole different treatment. No problems. Everyone was polite to me. Nobody looked at me sideways. Nobody started going down that bad road and looking in my files to see what they could find wrong. Nobody questioned me. No police officer came and made me get off the floor because I'm a homeless person. Nobody could have made me into a psych ward or room and was watching for mental health. I had to explain I'm autistic though, and I'm talking to myself because my brain is a supercomputer. I got a really high IQ, and that's what's going on. And I need to shut my brain off and just rest and sleep. Unplug and plug in again. He said, thank you for telling me that. He said, we're watching me, and I know what that's like if you're a homeless person. You don't get to say you're autistic. No, you don't get to. You don't get to say anything. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, open it. Open it. I'm not moving. Get out of your way. There you go. Open the door. How much more open do you want it? I'm out of the way. I'm stuck in a corner like I was in the hospital. I wasn't going to do this.
I want to check something there, please.
What do you want to check? I'm in a corner and I can't. That's why 211 is picking me up. I have a broken back and an arm. Fractured arm, a back injury, and I need help. Just get back out of here. There's nothing in the corner. I'm in the corner. So no, you don't need to check anything in the corner. You don't need to. What are they checking in the corner? When outside the door, there's thousands of people needing to be checked. They're not doing that, are they? They're holding the door closed. There's thousands of people suffering out there, wanting to get in to go pee, or get out of the cold, or get out of being exhausted. It's not just about me. I have to really push to get in here just to go pee. Really, really be articulate and take things just to get what I just talked about. To be in this position, you have to be really, 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 really able to be strong, determined, and not give up. I don't even have the luxury of giving up. People threw garbage on me when I was in the dumpster. The garbage truck almost came. It came and almost dumped me in the bin. And I was told I had to get out of there. I wasn't allowed. The person didn't come back. And people heard me just needing a cigarette or some help. Nobody cared. Nurses walking right by me and ignoring me. I had no choice. Nobody was even going to call 211 to get me anywhere. I mean, 211 crises, mobile crises people, they know me and they respect me, and they had tears in their eyes just watching one of the videos I took a few days ago of what I've gone through. So this is it. I learned my lessons, and that is to not be needing help to the point where I'm begging for it. I've realized that I have to die trying and pretend I'm someone else most of the time. Really, really, really get around all these policies and rules and people not even following the law, not even caring that they're doing criminal code infractions, and human rights doesn't even exist for these people's. They don't even care about human rights. They wouldn't be able to have their human rights like what they're abusing and breaking cause them this much. I would never be in this condition. My fractured arm, my back injury is caused by the RCMP making me lift something because I wasn't allowed to be somewhere on the ground, passed out, pretty much exhausted. I had to lift a shopping cart. That's a 2-year-old injury. The office policy of the Grand Prairie H workers wouldn't allow me to get the medical care, the chiropractor procurement because of their office policies. And I couldn't keep up with other things happening with other officers and motel staff members breaking the law, keeping my stuff together and ending up like this again and again. And then I ended up on this. Well, I had a kidney stone. I needed to be having emergency surgery. Couldn't even taken seriously. Couldn't even see a doctor. Couldn't get medications. Couldn't do anything. Couldn't do anything. Couldn't be allowed to do anything at all. Not even get medical care or charges pressed or safety from the RCMP anywhere. And then, although I cultivated good relationships with some of them that would do anything for me, they're not. I can't just call them and say, your fellow officer is doing this. They can't do that. I'm not stupid. I have to take this high as I can go. High as I can go. When I can't even go anywhere myself physically. And then I ended up with a broken arm because of my job ending up somehow at my daughter's. I didn't want to be there. They were abusing me so bad. I ended up with a broken left arm that needed surgery. And then that didn't get a chance to heal. So now I've got a kidney stone, it needs surgery, a back injury that desperately needs chiro and physio minimum, a broken arm that after surgery didn't get to heal right. I know that's in my medical chart, still broken. I forgot about that one, but I just remembered on looking at my memories on my Facebook page. And then I ended up, after my surgery, not having ACE help me with the temporary emergency motel funding, outside, again, after my surgery, hiding somewhere in the dark where nobody could see me, having a security guard move me. A security guard at night, just when I laid out in the dark, moved me, and I ended up tripping and fracturing in several places my right arm, which I know is still broken from almost a year ago. And I am exhausted, and I am demoralized, and I am vulnerable as hell, and I'm not getting medical care for those. My doctor wants to and means well, and I'm in his care, and that takes precedence, and I get a letter for it, but you know what, at the end of the day, nobody looked at the letter in the hospital. I didn't need to go down that road to Misericordia because that would have given my name. It's not even there. Why? I ended up going there is because I made up something and it turned out to be the best thing ever. I didn't get quarantined. I didn't get taken away from other people. I didn't even get required to wear a mask, even though I've had COVID pneumonia before. They did their test to see, and an x-ray of my chest, and yes, I ended up with a respiratory infection that they gave me antibiotics for, painkiller, and an inhaler. Well, so there you go. I made that up. I gave a different name, and I still ended up getting care for something that wasn't even on the radar. I have lived with respiratory infection for how long, and COPD now from the COVID pneumonia, where after it was politically correct to quarantine people, which I already got quarantined when I was homeless, when I didn't even have it. It was a shit show. People were dying while we were quarantined. I solved that problem for a lot of people. And right here, I'll tell you, that was a mandate. It wasn't policy, or it wasn't illegal to do that. That's another story. But when I did have it, I didn't even get medical care. I didn't even get more than the EMT trying to smother me with his hand because I coughed in the ambulance. I had to get the ambulance call for me, laying on my back on the ice and the snow because I couldn't breathe. I got kicked out of the Grand Prairie shelter for getting up out of the quiet room and going for a cigarette. Locked out of there. Desperation. Banging on the door. Why my stuff is there? Walking to somewhere else where I couldn't get it, and I'd not be able to breathe. I had to beg and call for somebody called 911. That took forever. Oh, that was awful. And then the EMT, because I coughed, put his hand over my mouth really, really hard in anger. It was awful. I did get some antibiotics at the hospital, but kicked out, not even quarantined, not even admitted when I did have it. And then when it was just about done and I needed more antibiotics, the family doctor wouldn't give me any more. And I ended up with COPD, bad. I can't breathe and smoke anymore. It's a whole other story. So here I am, waiting for 211. Not exactly where I'm supposed to be, but I have enough charge on my phone and a plan and money now. It's a fuck of a lot of money. and my stomach is growling, and I think I'm just gonna go because there's no restaurants around where I'm going to go, and I look like hell. Let's just go now, try to pay for my storage unit fees so I can get back in there. It'll be cold, but I have to clean up somewhat and eat, grab some food on the way. 211 won't just drop you off anywhere. They want to take me back to the motel beside. I don't want to spend all that money there and then have to go back to get food. So I'm going to have to figure that one out. I'm going to have to go, and I'm not, look at this, you know what? Opening the door to no one and everyone, and they're closing it because that makes sense. But when people are banging on the door, they don't. I don't know. This is not even logical.